The biggest names in the music industry are being exposed, and the lengths parents would go to, just for money and fame, will shock you. This is the story of how Usher's mom gave up her son and started a cycle of abuse that plagues minors in Hollywood. To this day, what happened to Usher at Diddy's flavor camp, and what was Diddy doing to minors?
After being around that man, Sean Puffy Combs, I don't sleep to this day. I have a problem sleeping to this day. Like, yo, man, I'm here to work, man. I ain't sang in a week. I mean, I'm 13 years old, and I'm telling him, look, you're gonna put me in the studio, man. You got Biggie Smalls in there, you got Craig Mack in there. I'm not here to party with you. I don't want to go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs? We would fight.
Usher first stepped into the music industry as a young kid being managed by his mom. Soon after, Usher gets signed to Larade, the same guy that would later sign Just Bieber right after getting signed. However, Usher lost his voice, and this is when he and his wood mom would first meet. Diddy asked Usher's mom to let Usher live with him, and in exchange he would help Usher out. Now, keep in mind that by now everyone had an idea of the kind of person Diddy was, and it made no sense to let your 13-year-old son go live with a random stranger. Usher's mom, however, didn't really care what happened to Usher, as long as she could make money from him, and sent Usher to live with Diddy completely unsupervised.
I don't care what they say, because they tried to push me out. They didn't want me in. They would actually say, you know, you're too close to the project. No, I'm not. Because remember, Usher went to stay with Puffy. Now that was a business decision right there, because I didn't know Puffy. I didn't know him.
How old was he?
Usher was 15. He lost his voice.
Physically or just?
Puberty. He's growing and he lost his voice. So he lost his range. So the record company felt like, okay, this is not a great investment. So Puffy was there, and I will never forget it. We had this conversation and he said, you're gonna have to trust me. That was really, really a hard decision.
Rather than do what was best for her son, Usher's mom made a business decision to send her 13-year-old son to go live with who was probably the worster in the music industry. In her own words, she didn't know Diddy. She didn't know what he wanted to do with Usher, but still she sent him away. Allegedly. This is when Diddy taught Usher how to have sex. Yes, you heard that right. Diddy taught 13-year-old Usher how to have sex.
Moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans.
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary
okay?
J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time, you know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 in the morning with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
With Rolling Stone, Usher said, living at Flavor Camp with Diddy taught him everything he knows about sex. There were always girls around. You'd open a door and see somebody doing it, or several people in a room having an orgy. You never knew what was going to happen.
I know, and people know, that was around in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now, I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bro, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp.
Usher lived with Diddy, and when his album later debuted, Diddy used his connections to help Usher go viral. Allegedly in return, Usher had to stay under Diddy's wing and do whatever he told him to do. During this same time, rumors started to flow that Diddy was allegedly a Usher. These rumors have been here for well over 20 years, and sources close to Diddy, including his guards and interviews by Usher himself, all pro that Diddy was behaving very suspiciously with a 13-year-old. Unfortunately, Usher wasn't the first or last child star that Diddy would abuse.
Mind me asking, because I know the topic is sensitive. What happened to Usher?
I heard about some music executive from the industry back in Harlem. You know, I heard it from some music executives back in Harlem. And I'm not going to speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that, and they may be doing something, they may speak on it themselves. But I heard it from some music executives.
What did you hear?
Bro, you know how people be talking and we was around some people, something like that, and then some people might say, yo, I don't F with that dude. And at the time, I didn't even know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when somebody say, yo, man, I don't F with them niggas, man, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that. You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent her to the hospital? Man, Nick was bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said. But I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you heard?
There were even reports that an incident involving Diddy sent Usher to the hospital. Some people in the industry have spoken out about this and say that they heard about a kid that was living with Diddy and had to be sent to the hospital after an alleged assault involving.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed, at all. Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. Usher.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like just how. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me.
By now, Usher was completely under Diddy's control. A leaked video from one of Diddy's freak-off parties even shows Diddy hugging Usher and telling Kevin Hart that he was going to sleep with Usher later.
Well, some documents have leaked about Usher. They were obtained by Radar Online, and apparently back in 2009 or 2010, he had contracted herpes and passed it on to a celebrity stylist having unprotected sex with her. He had to pay $1.1 million to that woman for severe emotional distress, and he also covered her medical bills. That case was settled back in 2012. Now, allegedly, there was a greenish discharge from his penis.
Whoa, that's a booger. You can get penis boogers? I didn't know
But
that.
he said he went to the doctor. He was cleared of any STDs. So the woman went on and continued. Now, if I notice a greenish discharge oozing out of your penis,
This ain't Nickelodeon.
I don't know that I would
That ain't
continue.
slime.
What you gonna say?
I know all these kids playing with slime nowadays, but no.
I don't care who you are,
Ain't nothing,
okay?
Nothing green supposed to be coming out your penis.
Nah, not at all.
That's not how this works.
Nope.
Yellow comes out my penis and white.
Diddy even talks about how he would wake up with Usher when Usher was at Puffy Flavor Camp. Why was Diddy sleeping with Usher when Usher was 13 interviewed?
We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker tried to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And Cat Williams. What's his name?
Bro, you smashing a lot of people.
What's that name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher.
Usher even caught herpes as a result of this abuse back in 2012. Usher allegedly gave herpes to a gay man and 2 women. He had to pay out over $1 million in settlement fees.
I want to also just show you this montage. This is a montage that was shared by Evie Magazine. They do great work on their TikTok of Justin Bieber, again, just 15 years old, in Hollywood, surrounded by a bunch of adults. And you let me know if any of this registers to you as normal. Take a listen.
I feel violated right now. Wow.
Lean into me again. You smell amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16. Like that was bad.
Yeah.
Wow, look at your eyes. Yeah, look at what a beautiful face. All right.
Usher has never publicly aided to being gay, and his sexuality is completely his choice. But it is strange how Usher only seems to be associated with men that either abuse others or themselves are being abused. One of these men, Orlando Brown, has talked about how he had sex with both Diddy and...
He'd been trying to get to Bieber for a minute, and his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there, but you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there.
Shockingly, Usher himself is now part of the child mafia that he once was a victim of in 2008. Justin Bieber was signed to Lareed with Usher managing him at the time. Justin was around 13 years old, the same age Usher was when he got signed, rather than take Justin under his wing and keep him safe. Usher handed Justin over to Diddy for 48 hours, no parental supervision and no oversight. Diddy was allowed to do whatever he wanted to Justin, and Justin wasn't allowed to tell.
You met Justin Bieber. This kid comes up to you. He's not Justin Bieber yet. He's just some kid. And he says, I want to sing for you.
It was at the studio of Jermaine Dupri's. I said, why don't you set up a meeting between me and your manager? I'd love to meet with you and do this in a formal setting. I'm late for an appointment with Jermaine Dupri.
Right.
And I don't want to keep him waiting. Let's just do this the right way.
And then you have him come to audition for you, right?
Actually, there were a few people. My wife at the time.
Right.
It also was Perry Reed, L.A. Reid's first wife.
So you were all sitting in a room
We were in a
somewhere.
room.
Yeah.
And I showed her the video. And Perry says, "Are you crazy? You better get down there and meet this kid right now. He's amazing."
When all these pics come out and all this stuff with Bieber's big penis, are you the mastermind behind that? Say, listen, show off your big penis and people will come to those concerts. Or are you sitting there?
Is that the kind of managing he's doing?
Usher, are you sitting down with him and saying, yeah, show you, or leave it in your pants? I mean, do you sit him down and say, look, part of this is PR,
Hey,
man.
by the way, he does have a brain of his own.
Yeah, but were you shocked at the size of his penis?
Hey, listen, he
Yeah.
has a mind of his own. What he chose to do with his penis is his prerogative. He's managing that aspect of his life.
But Usher is somebody...
I have nothing to do with Justin Bieber's private parts.
He had groomed Usher to the point where Usher was now helping him create new victims. Justin's parents were just like Usher's mom. They didn't care what happened to Justin. And as a result, the cycle of abuse that started with Usher continued on with Justin.
I was just, living in this shame, living in all this sort of stuff of my past, and I wasn't able to move on.
Do you think the person that the you of then was on a path of self-destruction?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would have, for sure, 100%. Yeah. It would have been no bueno. It was bad. I don't know if I'd be alive, for sure. It was dark, but I want to definitely tell my story so that if that resonates to anybody, that they can hopefully learn from it.
Well, for me, music comes from somewhere.
Right.
Maybe it comes from this youthful naivety and this desire to escape something. And then you get out there in front of the world, and then it comes from a place of wanting more of it.
Yeah. I mean, just think about how young I was and so impressionable. And you have everybody telling me how awesome I am at all times, and I just want people to understand, the psychology behind why I potentially could have problems in my life. So, yeah, thank you for being here and helping me tell that story. But yeah, just protecting those moments, because people take for granted encounters, and I just want to protect her, I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. Yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
Do you realize how important your story is? Every time I have a conversation with someone who's been through this unique type of experience, I'm searching for some kind of truth that can help.
I commend you for going there and asking the tough questions and the things that people don't want to talk about, and they don't want to go there because it's revealing, and I want people to take a look at my story, and hopefully my words can make a difference.
Rather, we have to be naked on stage during one full song, or drink a cup of blended worms. Answer Justin Bieber.
I have little girl fans. I can't go.
Okay, imagine that.
I got bullied.
Get that off of there.
Hey, this is a brand new.
Has your mom given you the sex talk yet? I mean, I really don't want to have that conversation with my mother. Yeah. I've kind of had it with my father.
You want to hear? Oh, really? See, my parents never gave me the sex talk.
Okay.
That last one is really just the sickest, asking a young teenage boy whether or not he's had the sex talk. He's doing a media hit on a radio, and she's asking him as one of the questions, have you had the sex talk? This is Hollywood for you.
Just listen to how Usher talks about Justin's private parts. Here, keep in mind that everyone in this podcast is talking about a man. Justin trusted Usher and was inspired by Diddy, but both of them betrayed him recently during an interview with Apple Music. Justin actually started crying, recalling the events of what was done to him. Justin said that he wanted to protect the child. Stars now in the music industry and keep them sure was the worst thing that happened to Justin Bieber. And Justin has been trying to recover from his abuse ever since. Justin even testified and said that being managed by Usher was detrimental to his career. Justin unfollowed Usher and refused to participate in the Super Bowl. It's not just Usher and Diddy that let Justin down. His own parents refused to help him. And while Justin was being abused and assaulted on stage, everyone laughed. His own fans never took the abuse they were seeing seriously, and everyone just played it off as a joke. Looking back, Justin was just a troubled kid who needed help, but all he got were abusers that wanted to manipulate and was supposed to keep Justin safe. but he just handed him over to the gay mofses close to Diddy have confirmed that Diddy was abusing both Usher and Justin Jean. Deal says that when there's smoke, there's fire, and all of the rumors surrounding Justin and Usher stem from actual abuse that people around Diddy. There are rumors that Usher and Justin are both on tape, being abused by Diddy. Lawyers have confirmed that these tapes will be played in court. If this happens, we're going to see some of the biggest careers in the music industry be completely wrecked. Diddy is trying to get rid of these tapes, and with just 1 month left to go, Diddy's lawyers have now filed a motion to suppress all evidence collected during the raid. This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the disturbing allegations surrounding Diddy, Usher, and the music industry's dark underbelly. As more evidence comes to light and legal battles unfold, the truth may finally be exposed. Will justice be served, or will these powerful figures escape accountability? Once again, let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden truths of the industry.